If we learned anything from Russia's aggression toward Ukraine, it's that military power still dictates who's right and who's wrong in the world. It's all about allying with the strongest so you can survive. But who is the strongest? Well, here are the world's top 10 most powerful militaries as of 2023. Number 10. Italy. Being the dominant power in the Mediterranean requires more Italy than just outstanding cuisine. It needs some serious meatballs, although admittedly showcasing your culture and way of life through food does help still. Power isn't just about pasta, it also comes from force, and when you're situated in the middle of the Mediterranean, you need to protect a lot of it like a perfectly tossed pizza. Naturally, Italy takes this task to heart, and with its powerful navy, terrifying army, and one genuinely spectacular air force, Italy is undoubted the big dog in the Mediterranean neighborhood. With a population of 61 million and over 22 million fit for service, Italy has a large pool for choosing the best of the best. Their armed forces number nearly 300,000 troops, among which 170,000 are active personnel, 20,000 are reserves, and 107,000 are paramilitary forces. Italy boasts one truly formidable air force, with 45,000 personnel. The main attraction in their air force is the EU-produced Eurofighter, of which they have 94. However, they stock on another EU fighter jet, the Panavia Tornado, of which they have 63. Italy's air force also boasts around 17 F-35A and 3 F-35B planes, and due to recent events in Ukraine, they ordered another 60 F-35A and 15 F-35B jets. Italy's main advantage over other powers in the region is its industry. While renowned for its cultural contributions, the country's GDP of $2.30 trillion is not solely reliant on industries such as cuisine and music. Italy maintains a military budget of $37 billion and produces most of its own equipment, reserves, food, and commodities, making it largely self-reliant when it comes to the sea. That's where Italy excels. In Europe, they have 2 aircraft carriers, 4 destroyers, 13 frigates, 8 submarines, and 10 mine warfare ships. That's quite enough to keep a tab on the entire Mediterranean, but still Italy's greatest power lies in its allies. As a member of NATO and the EU, Italy can count on more than 60% of the global GDP and a workforce of nearly 1 billion people. To top it all off, Italy can rely on the strongest military alliance in history, NATO, for its protection. Well, isn't cooperation great? Despite their might, Italy is not the most powerful military force, not in the world, not in NATO, not in the EU, not even among its neighbors. This honor goes to number 9. France. France's 20th century wasn't the best. They were twice decimated by Germany, and although they won both world wars, it was only thanks to their British and American allies. Since then, France seems to have learned their lesson, and today boasts the strongest army in the European Union with an impressive 15,000 soldiers. The French truly embodies the role of peacekeepers in Europe. Their army is formidable, and the gendarmerie adds an inspiring touch to their paramilitary forces. Additionally, France boasts a fearsome navy and a formidable air force. It's worth noting that France has the 7th largest economy globally, with a GDP of $3.87 trillion. They allocate nearly $50 billion for defense, ensuring their troops are equipped with top-of-the-line gear. What's more, the majority of their equipment is domestically produced, from their iconic Mach 50 handguns to the reliable FAMAS F1 assault rifle and precise FFRF2 sniper rifles. France's arsenal extends to Eric's anti-tank guided missiles, AMX-56 Claire and AMX-3B2 main battle tanks. The French army presents an undeniable force to be reckoned with, boasting 222 tanks, over 100 artillery pieces, and 13 MLRS installations, and those are just the land for forces. While France's navy is overshadowed by Italy's, it still commands respect. They possess 1 aircraft carrier, 3 helicopter carriers, 10 destroyers, 11 frigates, 9 submarines, and 17 mine warfare vessels. Thanks to close cooperation with Italy and Spain, they effectively secure trade routes, not only in the Mediterranean, but also in the North Atlantic. However, the crown jewel of France's armed forces lies within their air force. Their Primary air power is domestically produced, boasting over 100 Rafale BC fighter jets, an additional 68 Dult Mirage 2000D aircraft, and 24 Dult Mirage 2000 F-5 planes. They also possess a diverse array of helicopters, with the Eurocopter as 555 Fennec being a common sight. Yet what truly sets France apart from other European military powers is its possession of nuclear weapons. Their nuclear policy is both awe-inspiring and terrifying, dictating a strike first, strike hard, and ask questions later approach to serious threats. It's no wonder that Russia directs its threats towards London and Berlin, but never towards Paris, though formidable France still lacks the technology and dedication that makes Japan even more terrifying than them. Number 8. Japan. After its bitter defeat in World War II, Japan decided to turn a new page in its military traditions, gone with the days of expansionism and aggression, replaced by a steadfast commitment to defense. However, being surrounded by communist neighbors who held rightful anger toward Japan, the island nation had no choice but to build a formidable army. The Japan Self-Defense Forces, JSDF, now stands as a force to be reckoned with, combining advanced weaponry, strategic alliances, and operational expertise. Despite their relatively modest size, the JSDF maintains a significant military force with approximately 240,000 active personnel, 55,000 reserves, and 14,000 paramilitary forces. The force is divided into 3 branches: the Ground Self-Defense Force Army, the Maritime Self-Defense Force Navy, and the Air Self-Defense Force Air Force. While their land forces may not match the numbers of Russia or China, Japan compensates with top-of-the-line equipment. With over 1,000 tanks and 700 artillery pieces, they are ready to turn any invading force into a delicious sushi mix. For Hannibal Lecter, being an island nation, Japan boasts a mighty fleet, including 36 destroyers, 4 helicopter carriers, 4 frigates, 6 corvettes, 21 submarines, and 22 mine warfare vessels. They have a strong naval presence to protect their waters and ensure their security. Although considered the weakest branch, the Japanese Air Force is nothing to be ashamed of, with over 1,450 jets, including 155 American-made F-15 Eagles, 62 domestically produced Mitsubishi F-2S, and 34 F-35 Lightning II aircraft. They maintain control of Japan's airspace. Additionally, their air force includes attack-type planes, special mission jets, tankers, helicopters, and attack helicopters. It's an impressive aerial arsenal. In recent years, a constitutional crisis emerged in Japan following the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Since World War II, Japan has banned conducting operations outside of its territories. However, as times change, local military experts argue that Japan must reconsider its commitment to peace and project more power to deter the possibility of facing another war on its own territory. As a result, it wouldn't be surprising to see Japan climb even higher on the list of military powers in the upcoming years, especially with the infusion of advanced technology into their armed forces. Number 7. Pakistan. Pakistan's military prowess is Pakistan, experiencing a renaissance, propelling them from outside the top 10 to claim the 7th spot in the world rankings. Whether that's a good or bad thing is debatable, but it certainly comes as no surprise, with India, Pakistan's biggest adversary, increasing its defense spending and tensions flaring over the Kashmir region. Pakistan had no choice but to step up its game to stay relevant. In response, Pakistan significantly boosted its military budget to $7.5 billion, scaling up all branches of its armed forces. Today, they proudly boast a formidable force of 1.7 million personnel divided into 4 branches. The army received the most substantial boost, reaching an impressive 1.3 million troops, making it the 3rd largest army in the world. They operate an arsenal of around 3,740 tanks and over 6,000 artillery pieces, showcasing their strength on the ground. However, when it comes to air power, Pakistan may not be the toughest cookie in the jar, with a fleet of only 1,413 jets, including a modest 363 Fighters their air force lacks the ability to counter the major regional rival. The same can be said for their navy, which, while formidable, pales in comparison to others in the region. Furthermore, Pakistan still relies on predominantly outdated F-16 fighting jets along with various French and Chinese fighters. Nevertheless, since 2021, Pakistan has embarked on rapid modernization efforts across all branches of their military. Most notably, they have made significant strides in updating their nuclear capabilities and arsenal. Recent purchases from China indicate their clear alignment with the Asian superpower in the event of an inevitable Indo-Chinese conflict. Additionally, China sees potential partnership with Pakistan as India would likely side with the US and NATO if China pursued a less peaceful approach to the Taiwanese question. The specter of war looms, and Pakistan is undoubtedly preparing itself while being sandwiched between India and China is far from an ideal position being considered. Kim Jong-un's personal punching bag would be even worse. Number